Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first class in 2025. This is going to be a great year. We are excited to kick things off today. We're going to start by kind of doing a deep dive into the importance of your database, how to make sure it's fully filled in, that you've got all the pertinent type of information that's going to help carry you through the year strong, in order to give you reasons to call people and in order to engage better. In fact, last year, 2024, we made a declaration that we were going to focus on listings. We're still going to continue to do that this year. We're definitely going to, keep that as a focus point. But this year, we're really going to make sure that everyone's going to have more intentions to actually engage with their database, either more face-to-face or voice-to-voice. Like, this is the year for actual, real human connecting. The world's going more AI. It's going more and more like computer generated responses. It's fake, it's not the same. It's now, your Facebook, your Instagram has AI built into it now. It is automatically writing your birthday messages for your friends, your clients. And I just want, everyone to think about it. Like, how many people actually call you on your birthday? It's usually like family or like your parents or your, really close people are the only ones who are still making that human connection. If your family member, if your mom or dad is only gonna message you on Facebook, I'm sorry, that ain't right. But I just want you guys to really think about that. This is going to be the year that you can make a huge difference in your business and in your own personal lives by actually taking the time. Because see, that's the secret. It's the time. Like, how do you get enough time? The only way you can get enough time is if you schedule it. So really, this is the year, this is the season to actually engage in person. And I'm begging you all to actually do it differently. If you've been just relying on the digital connecting, things like the email messages and stuff like that, if you're doing those things, I want you to change that and just right from today. And let's not make it one of those New Year's resolutions that ends on the failure Friday. Isn't that next Friday, not this Friday?
Yeah.
Right? Let's see if we can actually continue that through the year. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you guys have a laptop in front of you. For the people who are driving and you're still watching on Zoom, please don't try to be on your phone and your computer and your laptop at the same time. Get here safely and then set up your stuff. All right, I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing we're going to kind of look at today is the 2025 housing forecast, okay? The housing forecast has got a lot of great information in it. You absolutely need to be using this right now. This is the time to utilize this information. It actually gets about stale by about May 1st. May 1st, right? A prediction is that you're already in the year. It's not really going to have its same value as it does right now. And people are definitely paying close attention to real estate because every single time you talk to them, they always ask you the same question. What is it?
How's the market?
How's the market? People want to always know. This is how Zillow got so big, okay? Everyone was so, up in arms. All the brokers were up in arms about the Zestimate. Oh, it's wrong. It's wrong. The funny thing is, it didn't matter. It does not matter. They became the authority voice because we were not using our voices, right? Our clients literally look at Zillow, a marketing company, as the authority for real estate because their voice was louder than ours. Okay, so let's take a look at a few things. Where do you find the 2025 housing forecast? Oh, they did move it. It is in your John L. Scott Library, is one place, into the marketing tab, and then go to the 2025 housing forecast. And from here, you can see all of the breakout areas. Now, these are all in the large areas. So you got King County as a whole, Pierce County, Kitsap, different areas of Oregon, and then it's got even like larger areas. But for us, because I think they even have ones that are like for non-specific county as the state. But let's see, I thought there was.
King County.
Well, I know there's King, but I thought there was a. Let me look to see what this one is, because this one. Look at that. There's AI in all of this. Everything's got AI now. Just, it's a little annoying. Yeah, this one just kind of gives an overview, but does it say the actual area? It doesn't. So this one's a little bit more or less kind of like for the state. So depending on the one you want to use, there are multiple different pieces. So there's ones that are social media ready. Let's jump into the King County. So they've got a hyperlink. So this one is the autoplay. So it's a video. So you can.
For a limited time, promote your region's 2025 housing forecast through automated boosts agent promotion campaign. Keep hyperlocal consumers and your relationship database informed of the year's expected housing market conditions by promoting the 2025 housing forecast ad template across Facebook, Instagram, and the web, generating between 8,000 to 12,000 monthly views for just $99 a month. This will help you to connect with new sellers and buyers entering the market, building business opportunities by exchanging their contact information for value.
Okay, so this one is actually the boost tutorial. I'm so sorry. This one down here is the JPEGs. So, man, I could have sworn it. I am not seeing it. Let me go back. Maybe they only made it for the whole area, because I know they had a video. Scroll down. They did not have it. Well, I guess they did not have this in there. Maybe they're retooling it and they took it out, which could be the case because Lennox has the full one, and that could be. But there was they usually do make a little MP4 that you can also post. But these are all one for Facebook, one for Instagram, ready graphics. So it shows it here. So you can do that. And then here's Canva. So if you want to actually take and edit it straight into Canva, here's the link for that. So each one of the areas has the same type ones. And there's one for a Teams or a single broker. That's the difference between these ones. Or there's just the PDF. I would suggest if you want to give these like out for like, these are fantastic, not only to give to like open house guests, but to your own database. These are really good. But I would actually go into your My Desk and go to Bear Printing and get some custom ones made. Or if you want to print your own to a different printer, you can edit it in Canva and then do the same thing. But if you go over to Bear Printing from your desktop in My Desk, there is all of the housing forecasts are on here. They even have postcards. And these are ones for teams or for an agent personalized. This one's generic with no personalization. You definitely should have it personalized. I have seen some brokers utilize this and then print them, get them done, and they take them to car dealerships and stuff like that, drop them off, or to other places to where like their insurance agent or some restaurants or any place that is high visibility. Those are great too. They're end up being about $1.25 each. Name the project. Create it. Here's the inside info. Here's the outside info.
When you can print these up colored and then send them to your client colored.
Yeah, you could just print and order them right here. Check out, and let's see how much are they. Don't do the PDF download for $5, you guys. Just do Canva and then customize it yourself for free. They're going to give you a PDF if you wanted to. So do not pay $5. This has been around the whole time Bear Printing's been here, so it made sense a little bit more in the past. But now that you have Canva, you can even use the free version. Yeah, don't do that. But it'd be 25 of them is $31.25. So I'm gonna do 50. I don't know if it, let's see, add to cart. See what that looks like. Should be like $60. $62.50 for 50 of them. So not too bad. But they are really nice, nice hard cardstock, thicker, that doesn't bend. It's not rigid. So I would definitely do that. That's the first things really you should be starting to hit to hand out to your database, just to give things and to review. Get this thing to fit. But some things to look at here, job growth is definitely more closer to the job centers. Anybody see traffic this morning? It was already worse. It was nice over the holiday break, but man, took me like 45 minutes to get here this morning. So not good. It's already getting backed up. January 15th is supposed to be the first day that all Amazon employees must be in office 5 days a week. So that starts on the 15th. So I anticipate traffic getting worse probably then. And you got people going back and forth from the east side to downtown Seattle. And do expect more probably potential sales with Amazon employees. There are a lot of them that bought homes outside of the market, right? So that'd be something to, as you're talking to people right now, anybody who works for Amazon or has family, friends, or members, that could be part of your conversation as far as, when you're calling into your database and saying, hey, Happy New Year, how are things going? If someone's son works at Amazon, say, hey, is Gavin going back in office? I heard all employees have to be back by the 15th. Is that the case? Just having conversations, mortgage interest rates, they're forecasted to be in the 6% range. Mr. Hafner's on the phone in there, although I'd make him come out and kind of give us a rundown, but realistically, rates aren't going to change too much this year. It doesn't sound like it. Yeah, they're at 7.10. And they're minimal for moving. So still gonna stay probably close to the 7 for quite a while. Low housing supply. Guess how many calls I got in the past week and a half over multiple offers? I got quite a few calls. A lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I haven't had to use an escalation addendum in probably almost a year. Like, it's already started. And so realistically, understanding how to win in a multiple offer situation is going to be very important. We've got that on our calendar, so don't miss that class. In fact, we have a lot of really, really good classes this month. We're really kicking things off to elevate things for you guys with lots of great training. But it's already happening. And does anybody know how many current expireds there are right now and cancellations there were in the past week? How about 562 expireds? Look at cancels 139. New listings 554, back on markets 247. Price reductions 528. There's lots of opportunity in some of those ones. Increase 98. Those are probably almost all new construction. Contingents 49. But look at the pendings. 970. Do you guys know is that active right now? And solds in the week 784. So the absorption is happening right now at a great pace. There's some opportunities in the expireds. Those, obviously there's, people who still haven't sold yet. So they wanted to sell at one time. Maybe they still want to sell. So make sure you guys are also looking at some of this stuff for your buyers because the inventory is so low right now. You may also are going to have to incorporate the off-market letters that we utilize. We'll be sending those out here, soon. So pay attention to that as well. It's going to be gangbusters right now. So be prepared for competition. We've had actually a few of our listings that have been on the market for months and months, all of a sudden getting 2 offers. One of the brokers like, this is insane. One of them got 3 offers and they're on for 162 days and didn't even have a showing in all of November. So it's like, what the heck is why? Nothing changed. It's just the motivation's back, right? I think buyers are really need to get the understanding that pricing actually went up. Pricing, like a lot of people are, oh, prices, it's gonna go down. We were in a recession. Prices are just gonna dump. They're gonna fall off a cliff. That's not what happened. We'll have all of our final numbers here in the next couple days, but my hunch is it's probably gonna be in that probably 8 to 12% increase for the year over year for King County, for sure. So just because people waited and they're like, oh, the price went up, doesn't quite make sense to keep waiting and thinking, oh, the rates are going to change because they haven't changed. You might as well date the rate, marry the house. And that's something that we've been talking about for over a year now. All right. Other thing to look at, lifestyle destination communities. Major metro areas are heating up on the West Coast. Transactions spread throughout the Northwest. There's more people moving here. I had other people say too, like, wow, why is everybody coming from California? Has anyone heard this? Anybody else had any clients saying like, oh, we're moving from California here? You've had a couple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taxes, crazy.
Taxes, yeah. So it's kind of funny, like, okay, people are moving up this way.
What you get for $1 million over there gets you a lot, you won't get nothing for $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the brokers I spoke to right before Christmas was doing an open house and they met some clients from California and they're like, wow, this house is only 2 million.
Yeah. When I was in
They're like, wow,
Yeah.
really? Like this would have been 6 million wherever the heck they were living.
Yep.
So, it's so funny, like, okay.
That's crazy too.
It is. Okay, so historically, the 10-year cycle, right? You could see back in the 80s, there was 4 years of adjustment, the market stabilization during the Great Recession, and then 6 years of growth only. That was that 10-year cycle. This 10-year cycle was 2 years of adjustment, market stabilization, and 8 years of growth from those 90s. In the 2000s, they had 2 years of adjustment, market stabilization. That was the dot-com bubble, 6 years of growth. And then 4 years of adjustment, market stabilization, Great Recession, and then 6 years of growth. 2 years and these years they literally had to like say, oh yeah, 2 years, but then they had 2 years of hyper growth. Like this was like the COVID housing economic stimulus, the free money. That's when rates were like in the twos. What was the lowest record I think I heard was 2.12.
Oh, wow.
I think is the lowest mortgage ever.
It was 2.75.
Yeah.
I still cry.
Yeah.
Giving it up.
I know. It's so hard because the money is so cheap and people got used to it. It was one of those things that the government like should have just left things alone. But anyway, now in the restart, 3 years of adjustment, the market stabilization and recession, and now we're in the years of growth now. At least they're anticipating that. The worst it ever got was 4 years of growth, it looks like. And even if it is 4, you got 6 years of growth left. Or if we got the 3, then maybe we'll have 7. Time will tell on that. This is the 6 phases of the year, the housing cycle, right? This is where we're at. A lot of people are not like listening. The weather's gross, right? In the Pacific Northwest. We're going to probably get snow, I mean, this is what happens. People don't like to move during this time. Look at right about here in February is usually where it kicks off. Why? What's another reason that this happens?
People trying to get a spring market and then also getting prepared to move because they want to settle before school starts back up, or they're tired of the New Year's. Now they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Their little break.
Change happens there. What else happens?
Valentine's Day, so they fall in love, let's buy a house.
Maybe, yeah, definitely.
Taxes.
Yup, you said it. The T word. What?
Taxes.
Taxes. Tax season. People get money back. They're like, hey, we can afford to do this. Let's not go crazy over Christmas and rack up a bunch of credit card debt. Let's be smart and let's get our tax return. And as soon as we get our tax return, we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready to buy a house. So people start making planning. Do you guys know when people typically start planning about buying a home? How much time before? Yeah, 6 months. Hopefully you guys took my advice and you actually did boosting ads or did ads over the holiday, because from that week from Christmas all the way until like into this week, that's one of the highest internet real estate traffic times of the entire year. And it's because people get new devices, right? They get new phones for Christmas, new iPads, new, tablets, computers, and then they start looking at real estate. So, and they got time on their hands and people start making plans. They start talking like, what's new for 2025? What do you want? What do we want to see happen? A lot of people are like, we want to move. It's time to move. So this is important for you guys, to be working hard now, obviously. We started the kickoff for 2025 in the end of October. That's when we started in this office. There's a lot of people in our accountability groups who literally work super hard about the planning and about talking about what would 2025 bring for housing. And a lot of those people have already got deals pending, to close this month. That's typically the reason that you do. It takes that early work to get to see stuff happen now. So if you want to see stuff happen, into your springtime and the mid, pre-summer market timing, the timing is now. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get out of here and let's jump into our My Desk, and we're going to start looking at Engage. If you click this and the message pops up, or if you get to that screen and it says, your email and your password for, to log in, don't do that. Scroll down and click in with the login with John L. Scott. So that's what you want to make sure that you do. And then you want to make sure that this little button right here is green and it says connected to property-based services, refresh. Okay. If it's got the pop-up blocker, look up here. There should be a little square box with a little hashtag, like a line through it. If it's on there and the pop-up blocker is on there, then you'll have to turn that off. So click it and then say allow on all logins. Does anybody have that at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, you're good. Yep, you're good. And then hit the refresh. Yep, and then click the refresh button, and that always refreshes you to the newest update of where you're at in your Engage. Now, Engage is powered by both Salesforce and John L. Scott. That's how they came up with all of this technology. It runs on the Salesforce platform, which is really a Ferrari of CRMs, which can be good and bad at the same time. Our old system was very, very basic. This is a lot more advanced and it does way more stuff. And there is more and more deployments of updates that will be coming in the near future. So the first things first is it always shows you your contacts by stage. You can quickly access and see, I'm still sorting my contacts, but if they are not sorted at all, you will see all of them are in a lead action required. I can click this and quickly see who is in this stage. Okay, so I can see all of these right here. These are all the people I need to get in and edit. If I wanted to, now I can click, open up each person. And it shows there's a lead action required. This is my relationship. So I can click this and mark as the current stage. If they were a C lead, which means they're probably, who knows when they're ready to buy. B is, maybe within 6 to 9 months. A is probably, very hot lead. Probably next, 30 to 60 days needs to probably get a house. Or maybe it's an investor and they'll buy anything, that's probably an A lead. Or if they're a past client, then you would mark them as that. And then you would hit mark as current stage. And now that person is now updated. You can put in different categories. If you need to add categories, you can type them in. Like this person's a realtor, but if you don't have, maybe you have a group of people that are all in a bowling league or a skiing
I've
team,
got mine separated
right?
out.
You can completely separate them so you can put them in different categories. All you need to do is type it in once and then hit add, and it just immediately adds it. The next contact, you would just start to type it and it would come up next, and then you would just select it. And that's how you can add your categories. Most important thing though is the reminders for clients. You have this related tab. You have an email and related. We're going to go to related. And what you want to look at is important dates. By default, the system has a couple different ones. You've got bought a house, sold a house, celebrates a birthday, or other. So if they were someone who celebrates a birthday, I encourage you to put the person's name. And then in the subject, I put the same thing. Because the subject is the email that it sends you for the reminder. Because if you have the name, it's nice to see the email and like, oh, it's a birthday reminder for Cindy, rather than, oh, great. Now it says, birthday reminder. Now you got to click it. You got to go in, and the best thing to do is to choose, your, how many reminder days. I've been sticking with 3. That's for me personally. You could pick anything you want. I know that when I had it for a week, it was too long. I was forgetting. I needed it to be a little bit closer. I thought, okay, maybe 2 would be good, but then it's like, oh shoot. And now I ran out of time to go get a gift. It was, for an important VIP or something like that.
Does
Yeah.
this allow you to set up the reminder to come to text or only to your email?
It's only email, but it does if you have if you have the app, it will give you notifications there.
Push,
Yep,
okay.
and it pushes it to your app.
Would you start date 3 days before the birthday then?
Yep, that's what I do. It's whatever you want to do. You want to do 5, 3, 1, whatever. I have noticed for my own self that 3 has been best. It actually works out. They're like, okay, I can handle this because I'll put it, I'll make sure that I don't turn off the reminder. It'll be on my John L. Scott Engage app, and I'll see that it's got a reminder. Yeah. So I'll be able to see that it's right there.
Well, can do it for actually.
Yep, and then it's the action is every year, it will go off. So this one right here, you got to choose the frequency. I'm going to choose annually. Okay. Start date is the birthday. So if Cindy's was today, if you don't know the year, it's okay. You just put it for, whenever it is now. And then of course, you just save, and now you've got the new one. Now these are great for the home sale anniversary. That's the one thing that I'm trying to tell everyone, like that's the 2 phone calls a year. Like we all read the NAR home buyer and home seller surveys, right? They do every single year. And it was what, 89% of those past buyers said they would use you again. But the real percent that it actually does, that said that from this last 2024 year was only 14% due. It raised 2%. We got 2% better as a whole. That's not good enough. If they say they would use you again, but they actually forget your name in 6 months, how are they going to remember to refer you? And that is the reason why you miss out. It's that simple. And I know a lot of people say, hey, Eric, I don't like making calls to my database. Like I don't want to sell them. All right. So when you call your friends and your family and you're like, hey, how's it going? What's happening? Is that selling them? There's nothing wrong with that. One of the very best financial advisors these days are the ones that are keeping you informed, right? If things change, or if things to look out for, or they've got an alert and like, hey, I think we need to move, shift. Like realistically, we should all be looked at as a financial advisor, because people's homes are typically the largest investment they own. Why aren't we the advocate for them and actually reaching out and when things are important?
In most parts of the country, an agent is a fiduciary.
Yeah.
In this state, it's statutory.
Yeah.
Right. But really, the realistic thing is our role is more fiduciary.
Yeah, 100%. Alice, you're right. We need to be engaging though. We need to be, contacting them, updating them. John By, fantastic guy. If you haven't met him yet, pick his brain, or Josh Hall, who all of them do this. They check in with their clients, And they ask them, hey, if you or your family or any friends need help, with real estate, regardless of where it's at, I'm your point of contact. Let me know. I'd be happy to help. There's nothing wrong with saying that phrase at all. And as long as, the conversation flows in the way of, hey, how is the family? How's the house? How are things going? They're not going to look at you and go, you're not going to call and go, hi, this is Eric Scholl with John L. Scott Real Estate. This is a business call. Is now a good time? And they're like, Eric, is that you? Or is that AI?
Exactly.
Like, you would not change who you are. So you have to just make it a habit to just engage. And if you did just the 2 calls for this client for their birthday and when they bought their home each year, I mean, hopefully they're not on the same month, but then at least you're talking to them at least twice a year and they're not going to forget you, especially if you're the only person who actually calls them. Hey, how's it going, Cindy? Hey, happy birthday. How's it going? What's going on? If you did that, that's going to be a big difference maker.
But when I was new, I remember feeling like a used car salesman, trying to call people. And I had a lot of anxiety about calling people. And what I realized was that was in my mind. They weren't looking at me like that. And so the more I recalibrated that, the better the response I was getting on the phone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. One of our top producers who did not like to call their database and really hated it. I mean, just hated it. And we just had coaching sessions and talking. It was like, you should send this to your clients. This is important information. And the reason you should do it is because guess what? Zillow and Redfin, they probably are already sending this to your client. Aren't you supposed to be the expert? You know way more than they do. So why aren't you at least signing them up for this? Or if you have anxiety about it, call them, talk with them and say, hey, would you be interested to receive this every month? Right? If it bothers you. And one person actually said, introduce them as their realtor. And the person literally was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, why did they call me that or whatever? Why did they say, it's just me? Like, they didn't want to still be in that sales mode. But the funny thing is, it finally clicked. And when they talked more about it later and just said that, man, you don't understand, you helped us figure this out. This made us so much money for my family. We are so in debt to you and you're our realtor for life. And after that, it clicked and they're like, oh my goodness. Why was I worried? They're worrying about it. And here it's they were looking at them like they were like a movie star. They're like, this person did something so great for my family, literally made them hundreds of thousands of dollars in this investment. And it was in a really short amount of time too, because of where they bought and just the whole area, and it was fixed up. And anyway, and they got a good deal. So it's the person gave them multiple referrals, and then finally then they're like, you're right. Why am I looking at it? That I don't know why. It was just in their own head. So if you have that mental block, I really encourage you to take a look in the mirror and actually look at yourself differently. Because the number one thing we actually sell is ROI. That's what we sell. It's not homes. It's not a lifestyle. It's ROI. That's why people, it's the best things to buy a house, to invest in real estate, is the return on investment. That's really what we do. And you guys need to encourage each other, too, if you guys feel that way. But calling your database, it shouldn't be a hard sell. We would never, that's not our brand. That's not our model. That's not what we want to do. it's just engaging with people right where they're at, right? And if you are in a relationship and you just engage in the right way, those things are gonna happen. It's actually gonna happen for you, but you have to get face to face and voice to voice. This is the year for that. You're gonna hear me say that over and over again throughout this year. All right, questions on doing more important dates? You guys got that down?
Eric, I have a question. To
Sure.
watch the Engage videos, the how-tos, where are those
Yep.
located?
Sure, great question, Darcy. So from your dashboard, go up to the very top. There is Salesforce Help. Click the question mark. And there is the Education Resource Library. So you click this, and you've got tons and tons of videos on how to do what. There's the Getting Started resources. Or if you need support, you need help, you can click into here, send an email template and engage on behalf of a broker associate, like how, what do you want to do? You could leave a note, right? And they can tell you like for help with that. Go back to here, clicking on the getting started. There's tons of different things. Download the Engage mobile app. If you haven't done that yet, click this and you'll see like a video how to, and then scroll further down. There are the QR codes to scan to go directly to download the apps to your phone. You definitely want to have that because it is nice to when you want to log a phone call and stuff like that. It does all of that.
Eric, can you remind me, is it possible to produce a QR code that will allow a client to download the app that is branded to you?
So you all have that app or that QR code in your MyDesk into your profile. So if you click up on the right-hand corner, go to your profile. You scroll down, there is your QR code for your app. But since the DMCC laws came into effect, you cannot override and make it go directly to you. That changed, I don't know how many years ago now that came into effect, but it does, as soon as they download it, it walks them through. You kind of have to tell them, you'll have to put my name in, their search agent, select me. It actually walks through, are you working with an agent? It asks them and you say, yes, and then it goes straight to that page to search. But if they skip the beginning, it just downloads the generic version.
Is there any other capability within MyDesk to produce QR codes for any other purpose?
No, not yet. There's a potential function later. Something, maybe in future development. There will be an open house app for the iPad, and it has to be running on the latest iOS. I believe 18 and above, I think. So that is beta testing, I think, again right now.
Okay.
But basically you can set it up, clients can come into the open house, register. As soon as they register, they go straight into Engage for you. Yeah, so it's
And then you
coming.
own them, right?
Yeah, it goes straight into your database. And it'll even keep the information of what was the house. And then it'll automate and put them as a category for open house. So
If you're holding it open for someone else,
doesn't matter.
so the lead still captured during that time.
Yeah. Whoever leads come in here. Yeah. So same thing is if you had a paper registration. But this, that'll be coming. But yeah, you'll have to, your link here has your name in it, right? So this QR code is this link. So when it scans it, it will bring up the app, they'll download it, and then they do have to, if they follow along, it will be able to select that. All right, let's jump back to Salesforce. But yeah, there's tons of subjects in here, easily give you, stuff to do. Let's jump up to back to engage. Okay, so again, here is the contacts by stage. Here's contacts by source. Where are you getting your leads from? If you input these, it will tell it. Here are the referrals I've gotten. I've just started these, so anybody who sends a referral, then you'll be able to see this. If you're getting referrals from like some sort of a company or whatever person, then you could track that as well, which is great. This right here shows you your entire database. Either it has true and false, right? So true, there's 1751 people who has a primary email. False, it has 598 that I have that are missing emails.
You have a 2,000 person database.
Well, I got a lot of brokers. I've been in 3 counties and I've been doing this for 25 years.
That's impressive.
So a lot of brokers, a lot of broker emails. So I can quickly click the false and see, okay, how many people here? Who are the people? They've got no email, right? So if I know Brett, if I need to edit this list, click edit, scroll down.
Right there.
I don't think it lets you do inline email
It should.
or inline editing. I wish it did.
It does. Yep, it does. It does. Because I've
On
done
mine, it
it.
says it's decision. You're right.
Good. Try that again.
I think the view you were in was the
False.
report view.
Oh, it could be. Yep, I think you're right. I guess I do have to get back into the full list view. Man, I thought there was a way to do that though, and I could. I think I have to create a mirror of it first, and that's why. Okay, I can filter out. Just do it up, and then from here, hit the edit, go straight down that way. So that's fastest way, at least you can organize it, start filling in the ones you got missing. So if you need to kind of update that database, especially emails, you're gonna need that. All right, let's go to contacts. Same thing, if you wanted to edit the stage, I'll have to scroll down for a long ways to get to the part that I need to, but this same thing, you could edit these very fast. Click, select, what is it? And then since it didn't change, and at the bottom, it'll show a save. But you can do a bunch of them in a row and then hit save, which is nice, saves time. Same thing for categories. If you want to rearrange these, you just have to click up or down. See which ones you have there. And then you've got last attempted to contacts list, and then same things for names. By default, the system might show you all contacts. If you want it to be my contacts, you have to select it and then pin it. Your pinned list is what's going to show as soon as you click on the top. So if you wanted to see your leads, if I have a farm set up, which I do, I can actually go here and look at the farm separately. I can see these are like C leads, which farms definitely would be a C lead. These ones, yeah, see, I've got some here that have lead action required. Select it. C lead. This one. Delete. So I can just do that straight down the whole list, and then that will actually make it save. Cool thing about this, you can do a lot of different things with lists like this. Calendar has that. It will sync from your app with your John L. Scott email calendar from Outlook from the app. From this one, it doesn't quite show it the same. From the app version, it will show you your most recent contacts that you've opened up. So it shows Cindy in here that I use as a sample. So anybody who's recent is always there. So that's nice that, because typically when you're working, oh, I've got clients I've set up, showings with, or I put in information with their birthday or their home sale anniversary. You can quickly get back to that same record from my recent records. And of course, it does show you the same broker dashboard. And then it shows you too what's going on for the day because of my calendar. So that is nice to have. Tasks, any tasks you've got set up, which there'll be more and more tasks coming. I've got Aaron Hafner's birthday, I see coming here in 3 days. So on the 9th, make sure you guys call Aaron. He's in there now. But it's cool to be able to do that. Be able to see quickly what's going on. Action plans. There are a lot of different action plans that you can do. Right now, there is a few in here. Let's see, here's the type of things. You have a closing, a listing, an offer, a property, an inquiry. Maybe you get a sign call. Let's see, I need to put this for, how about follow up? When's the start date? You can do today. The record, who is it for? We'll put Cindy. And then you can go through, put in your first subject. What is it you want to do for a follow-up? Showings. And then you can do a next task. And then start the action plan. Oh, I didn't use the field. What did I do? Oh, user. User. Am I blind? See, user. Oh, I don't need that one. Oh, for yourself. Phone call. Hi. And send a reminder, 12 a.m. Not given enough. should have made it just for me. I'll have to come back to this one, you guys. I'm sorry. I'll get that one figured out, but there'll be new packs coming, basically to select right away, and they're just already done for you. You just have to pick who is the contact. Oh, here's one, a buyer action plan. Yeah, so it's got deliver keys to buyers with closing gift, phone call to check in. Like, when is it? So you could run this.
Can you customize that list?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can go through and literally make the whole process. If you have standard operating procedures for each thing that you do, you can make it in here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So it can get quite advanced.
If you wanted to run like a neighborhood campaign for an individual in the home, then
Oh, yeah, I'll show that next. So listings, this will show you all of your listings, current things, anything pending. It will open this up. You can see like this one. You can see the seller reports. These are going to get an update here in the coming months ahead. It's going to be automated to bring in Zillow's information as well. So that's being worked on right now. But you can see, and this is a rental, I think, that went into my name. But this is going to get a really cool, more cool updates. You can show the recipient, turn on auto delivery right now, and it will send the reports every Monday to your seller. And it'll give them all the hits and leads, stuff from John Scott, like all the updates from mobile apps and desktop. So that can be utilized now. Email templates, these are the same as before. There are almost 1,200 different templates to send that you can send. The ones up above are the ones you've sent or did customization to, or you can completely make your own. You can utilize Canva to take the code and then take the code and input it into here, and it'll automate and have your branding on all of it. So people can make newsletters. You know how Canva has real estate newsletters? You can literally go there, go make and edit your entire newsletter, and then go up to share, hit the share button in Canva, and then select the source code, right? That looks like the greater than and less than symbols together. You click that button and then copy the embed code and then paste it right into here, and it will literally make an email template for you. And then you can send this to your entire database, and it just automates and adds your branding on the bottom. So you can do a lot of things like that. Or there are ones that are ready to go. And here are the templates. Yeah, there's 1,108 in here now. So choose different subjects. You have ones for buyers. Maybe you met a buyer in an open house and you said, oh, you're new to open houses. You can actually say, I'm going to send this, stay on track through the process. Here's what it looks like. If you wanted to add anything to it, you can click in here and add. Hit next. When do you want it to go out? You pick a day before and it's going to go immediately, or you can schedule to send it. Hit next. Now it's time to add your recipients. Who does it need to go to? Oh, I want it to go to clients. Let me pick the client, select them. Hit next, save, and it just sent it. So this is what it looks like. So it's a nice, quick, email. So there's a bunch of these in here. You've got tons of different ones. There's ones for sellers, for buyer representation advisory, which is great. Tons of different ones you can do. So these are for sending one at a time. If you want to sign someone up to receive campaigns, click on the tab here for email campaigns. The very top section, same thing. These are all the ones that are turned on. You can utilize these to send and sign them up, and they'll get all of the housing updates, every month from you. So you set it up once and then that's set. So I got 374 recipients in here. This is what it looks like. The one that just went out was the digital one 2 days ago, which is the Pierce County Housing Update for 2025. So hit the view button, shows you what it looked like in their email. So it's got your info at the top. Scroll down here, it's got your branding and everything. They can click and see the full, complete information. So there's everything for Pierce County, what's happening in each price point, what's happening in scales of the month supply, sales activity intensity. All right, so it gives them the full information. And then, oops. Oh, there we go. And then if you wanted to see how it did, you can see all the deliveries went out. Clicks are where people click, open it up, and they can get into your website. So that's how many clicks you get. There'll be more updates to this reporting. That's why it doesn't look so good right now. That's something that's coming up in the next couple months. So that'll be future deployment. So they have ones for different counties, different areas, but once you sign them up, it just automates and goes out to the client. In fact, from your My Desk on the dashboard, you can see when is the next housing update. This one, it came out today. Oh no, actually it's not saying it yet. It is release week. Yeah, so they're going out. They go out in batches. SendGrid is the third-party platform John L. Scott is plugged into that sends them out. So it's got to send them in batches. So there'll be, I think the company's like almost 400,000 housing updates going out monthly.
So does it do that to defeat the spam filters?
Yes. Yep. So definitely you want to have your clients signed up for at least one housing update. And then of course, the other one that's great to do is the seasonal updates. And these are all the ones that went out. This one went out 5 days ago, and it's cheers to 2025. It's so funny. I get, wishing you a joyful, prosperous, and inspiring year ahead. So I get so many replies to this email, it cracks me up. I get a lot of clients, they just reply back and say, same to you. And it's good, but I'm telling you, you want to take your business to the next level and do more business. It's naturally going to happen if you just engage voice to voice or face to face.
There's a podcast I listened on the way to Canada yesterday. It was 3 hours long, but it talked about being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Being happy. People looking for quick hits,
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. But it's all about the actual interaction, the proper connection, putting the phone down for a minute.
Yeah.
How's your day going? Let's not talk about the news or anything that's scary in the world that we saw on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in your life? Like, making these real connections again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Telling you, you guys, your business is just going to blow up, and then you're going to go, wow, this is crazy. It's because you're having intentions to be engaging with people, calling. It's got to be voice to voice or face to face. If it's anything other than that, it's a light touch. It's a digital touch, which those are still good and important because you should be giving relevant real estate information. You need to be. Not only is your competition doing it, but you got giant marketing companies doing it. Right? Redfin and Zillow. Like you absolutely should have clients on at least these two housing, or the housing update and the seasonal campaign. Those are probably the top two. So if you need to turn them on, scroll down, you can see the orange buttons, and these are the ones you can turn on, and there's a ton of them. Here's all the topics, right? You need to choose a different topic. You can do that. If you want to get some leads, right? I would look at your buy side. Buy side should be up here. Right here, your home valuation. Turn this on. Send this to your database. Oh, they've got that turned off. There it is. So you got six different ones. So it'll give the first one now in one day. The next one go out 60 days later, 120 days later, 180 days. So it's almost a full year. But this, if you want to try to get some leads, this is something you can send to your database. And, you know, it tells you your home's value may have changed recently. View the estimated value of your home here. This is your unique link. It will send this to them. They just click it. They open that up and they put in their address. It'll give them up to 3 different values, AVMs, automated valuation model. It's the Zestimate is included in there, and it can give up to 2, up to 3 at once. But in the back end of the system, you could see up to 7 max. And then you could choose those if you want to do a report. Some people will do this at the very beginning of the year for every client too. They'll go through the back end of their database and all their past home sales, and they'll go through on their MyDesk and then go to your buy side. And in here, you can do BMAs. And then in the BMAs, you can also provide that, which is also a great thing to send. So if you want to do that one too, that's also a good one. Again, turn it on. If it's not on yet, you have to click the orange button. This is a cool one too, experienced broker announcements. You want to send to your database, that you've joined John L. Scott, click that, hit next. And this is how it works for every one of these. You choose who is it going to go to. Broker. Who does it want to go to? And select them, add them, right? Hit save, and it'll send the announcement. Very easy. So there's tons of different ones. There's ones for Portland. There's ones for Skagit County, Salem, Tri-Cities. So there's different areas. So you have family and friends in different areas. You can also utilize that as well.
It has to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need to turn that one on. All right, questions. We went a little bit over, but I thought it was important to really kind of dive into that. Neighborhood campaigns, also very, very good to utilize for a farm, a digital farm. This right here, you can see what areas they have. There's a bunch of different markets. These will automate and give you different areas. So if you have someone who lives in this area, like you choose that. Now turn on who do you want to add to this campaign. Add your recipients, and then sign them up for that, and then they'll receive the neighborhood campaigns.
So Eric, is there a way to edit the campaigns that you created if you want to add more to the campaign or?
Do you mean to add to the digital thing it's giving? Or
no, add to the list.
Or people. Yes, you can always add.
You can always add.
Forever, or take off. Yep. Yeah, if you needed to take someone off, you would have to go to the contact. Do not delete the contact. Open up the contact. Let's see.
So that's where you're taking off is one at a time.
Yeah. Like, okay, like this person here, I know they've got one. You have to open up the contact. Go over here, you see there's a neighborhood campaign. They've got the Bothell Farm. You would remove it here, oh, this one doesn't, he doesn't have an email. So there's no email for this one, so they're not getting it. You'd have to, but you would basically, yeah, you would see it right here and you would just remove it. And at that point, I'd probably remove them. If, if they asked you to be removed, then you just remove them from your database after you remove all the digital items you haven't signed
So
up
on
for.
the email that they received, there's not the one click unsubscribe button?
There is
Okay.
for them, yes.
So if you go to their contact and create neighborhood campaign in a specific area, it automatically does announce it.
Are you looking for the neighborhood? Yeah, Redmond, yep, that's it,
That's all I do.
yeah.
And so she'll automatically kind of get updates with all of that.
Yeah, so that, yeah, it got a monthly update of just Redmond, the one you selected. And they have bigger neighborhoods, full on, areas. If you want to get micro, hyperlocal is always best. That's another class, but for property tracker, that is definitely, you control what it is. You can draw a polygon right around a little condo building that
Yeah.
4 houses. That's what you can set up if you wanted to. If someone's like, I want to know if any house goes for sale in this
Yeah.
community. You can set that up and it'll have instant notifications via SMS. And that'll go right to your iWatch within 5 minutes of anybody listing it, not just John L. Scott.
So if they hit an unsubscribe button, do I get a notification?
You don't get a notification. It does show it in the inside of the actual contact.
Inside,
Yep,
but unless
you'll
I
see
go
it in
to-
here.
Unless I go to the contact, I won't see it.
Yeah. But you will, you will see it in the list. It's, yeah, in your monthly list, you can go there to see all the unsubscribed. All right, neighborhood campaigns, important dates. That's all of the important dates of the reminders of what you've got coming up. So it's going right in order of when that was. So it's cool to quickly see that. And then of course you've got some analytics too. Which that's the thing I clicked on. I can close that one off. All right, that's it for today. I don't want to get too advanced in this session, but realistically more about kind of getting you guys started, right? Get your contacts fully up to speed. You want to make certain that every single thing is filled in as much as possible, right? Like probably where they live, where's their address, right? Where are they looking to buy if they are? I mean, you really want to just fill in every single thing as much as possible, because then and only then will you actually have a database that's worth anything. If someone came to you and said, I'm selling my business, I'm retiring, and you go, great, like, let's see your database, and they literally have some names and phone numbers. Is that going to help you? Could you sell that? Maybe. I mean, because what are you going to do? Call every one of them and go, hi, I'm taking over for Jim. Whatever. This doesn't work. If you want something that's worth, if value, you have to have as much information in it as possible. That and the rest of the system doesn't even work if you don't have the information of where they live and their phone number and their birthday and when they bought their home and when you need to contact them next. So there's a lot of different stuff in there, but we will do future classes in the future. So do stay tuned. But that is all I have for you today.
I got a random question.
Oh, hold on a sec. Stop share. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.